Before coming to Earth, I'd studied human history for years. I thought I was ready for their strange customs, their unique psychology, and their incredible resilience. But as I stood in the Hall of Remembrance in Geneva, I knew I had understood nothing. I watched as human children placed flowers at the base of a memorial wall, a wall that stretched 4 kilometers, covered in billions of names, every human life lost in what they simply called the war. A woman named Director Martinez stood beside me. 17 billion, she said quietly. That's how many of us died in the first 6 months. The Corthian hegemony thought it would be enough to break us. I felt my gills flutter. The Corthian hegemony. They had been the galaxy's most dominant military power for 3,000 years. Past tense. They don't exist anymore. The galactic community thought the war would end quickly, I said carefully. The Corthians had more soldiers, better technology, and a huge strategic advantage. Martinez turned to me, and the look in her eyes sent a chill through me. It wasn't anger. It was something colder, something calculated. They did have those advantages, she agreed, but they made a fundamental error. They studied our wars, ones we fought amongst ourselves. They saw how we negotiated, compromised, and eventually made peace. They thought they understood human warfare. She smiled, and it was the most terrifying expression I had ever seen. They were wrong. She led me to a private chamber where raw combat footage played on the walls. In the galaxy, she explained, species follow rules of war. They target military bases. They try to avoid civilians. They issue warnings. They negotiate. The screens showed human ships breaking every tactical rule imaginable. Ships ramming into Corthian carriers. Soldiers holding their ground long after they should have retreated. We did none of those things. I watched in horror as humans turned civilian cargo ships into weapons, launching them at near-light speed into Corthian planets, causing extinctional-level events. You have to understand, Ambassador, Martinez said, her voice now like a professor's. When humans fight each other, we hold back. We know today's enemy might be tomorrow's ally. We share a planet, a species, a future. We fight with restraint. She paused the footage on an image of Earth's moon, its surface scarred and melted from orbital bombardment. The Corthians destroyed our restraint when they glassed Luna. 3 billion of our people, gone in an afternoon. The next clips showed what happened after that. Human fleets didn't just attack military targets. They tore apart the entire Corthian Empire, their food production, their medical centers, their communication networks, everything. They taught us a lesson, Martinez said, so we taught them one in return. When you fight humans, you don't fight an army. You fight a species that spent its entire evolution perfecting the art of extinction. My voice was just a whisper. The Corthians sued for peace 7 times. They did, she confirmed. Her face unreadable. We rejected every offer. Peace required their complete surrender and demilitarization. They refused, so we continued. She showed me star charts of where the Corthian Empire used to be. Now just empty space. By the time they accepted our terms, they were reduced to a pre-industrial society. It will take them millennia to recover. The galaxy calls it genocide, I said, choosing my words very carefully. The galaxy calls it a lesson, she corrected me. 43 species voted to condemn our actions, and those same 43 species now have perfect diplomatic relations with Earth. They process trade deals in days, not years. They honor every single treaty, every promise. She looked me right in the eye. They learned the same lesson the Corthians did. When you fight humans, you can't just beat us. You have to kill every single one. And if you fail, she pointed to the memorial wall outside, we'll make sure you never threaten anyone again. I left Earth that same evening. My report to my home world was already written in my mind. Maximum cooperation with humanity. Expedite all trade agreements. Increase cultural exchange. Because the Hall of Remembrance taught me what the rest of the galaxy now knows. Humans don't fight wars to win. They fight wars to make sure they never have to fight again. And they're terrifyingly good at it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like and subscribe for more. See you next time.